This is a 1952 Ford half-ton pickup.
And where'd you get the car from?
I bought this from my grandfather when I was 16 years old in northern Wisconsin. I first drove it when I was 14 years old. This is the very first vehicle I ever owned and drove.
How much did your grandpa pay for it?
Oh, it's on the sheet up there. He paid $13.61 was the base price, and with the two options of the flathead V8 because it came with a flat 6. He opted for the flathead V8 because he wanted to pull things around the lumber mill with a little more power, and he got the Magic Air heater, which was an upgrade from the standard recirculating heater because he didn't want to freeze his butt in northern Wisconsin.
And your heater works and everything in it?
I restore them. I send them all over the world, yeah.
That's awesome.
I started making a part for them heaters that was non-existent for 53 years.
Oh, man.
I've made 252 of them. I just sold number 231 to a guy in England.
So was this used as, I know your grandpa was, he owned a lumber yard.
It was, this was the very first delivery truck for the lumber mill, and yes, it was very used, like worn out.
Oh, man. So what made you want to restore it?
Well, I worked at the mill ever since from 8 years old till I was 20, and I walked by it when I was 14, 15 years old, and I seen it there, and I says, Grandpa, can I have that truck? No. So I'll sell it to you for $50. So he was teaching me a lesson, but I didn't realize that till many, many years later. If you pay for something, you take care of it.
So what year did you buy it in then?
I bought it in 1968.
1968. So it's only ever had one generation of owners then?
My grandpa and I were the only people that have owned this truck. I've owned it for 54 years.
So what have you all restored on it?
Everything.
Everything.
Frame off, 4.5 years. Every nut, bolt, washer, clips have been sandblasted, primed, and painted. Everything. We built the front suspension, the rear end, the brakes, springs, everything. Because it was worn out.
Yeah. Did you restore it yourself?
I did. I spent 4.5 years on it. And according to AAC, it's 390 out of 400 points.
What are the 10 points then?
The 10 points are the bed boards. They're not correct. They're supposed to be painted body color or black. But we went to the first AACA show in February of 19 in Ocala. And the head truck judge for AACA, his name's Larry Jennings. He has a 41 Plymouth truck that's magazine material like this one.
Yeah.
He comes walking by and he says, you know, Danny, we're going to have to give you the maximum 10-point deduction for your bed board. He says, I know. I said, Larry, here's the deal. I says, those boards, just like this truck, came from my grandpa's sawmill. My dad and I milled them together in 1970 in the milling portion of the mill, which is on 10 acres. And I looked at some of the under judges, and they hadn't been on the planet that long. And the third thing is, I'm third generation woodworker. I said, so they'll never be painted, so just give me 10. I don't care.
Let's see. How'd you learn how to restore trucks?
Well, in the lumber mill on the 10 acres, we had, I was quite fortunate. My grandma and grandpa lived on the property. We had a machine shop, we had trucks, scrapers, dozers, forklift, everything to play with, but that's why I say play with. So I learned how to drive them and I learned how to maintain them because we had a machine shop. So I learned machining at a very young age. The only thing I didn't do to this truck is I did not do the paint or I did not do the machine work on the block.
Oh, yeah.
Because it had to have the original paint quality, which just has orange peel in it for AACA.
Yeah. What is it bored to?
The original is it's a 239 flathead, and it's been bored, but don't tell nobody. It's 241, so we gained 2 cubic inches.
Yeah.
Standard 3-speed transmission. Has straight cut first gear, so you have to stop. You can't shift while it's rolling in first gear. You have to stop. Has an original authorized by Ford floor mat with the correct numbers on it.
Is that the original seats?
Original seat. No, I did that myself because 3 shops said it was the wrong cover.
Yeah, right.
They said, they're never going to go on there. I said, if you don't want to do the job, tell me. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Don't BS me. So I did it out in the sun. It went on there. It was tight. But the whole key is to get a good set of hog rig pliers.
Oh, yeah.
These here, I looked 2 years for those. Those are correct glass NOS with the correct number on it, FTP 51. And it has the correct screw. See that screw? That's called a Philister head. The fire extinguisher, which is factory option, the locking gas cap, the under hood light, and the NOS set of keys came from a truck buddy up in Pennsylvania. His name's Charles Klaflanovich. He collects factory option Ford stuff.
Yeah.
So the under hood light in 1952 at the dealer was $1. Well, I paid a whole lot more for it than that.
Oh, yeah.
I paid 130 times that. but I have one, and when you do AACA, it's all points. Same with the fire extinguisher and the NOS keys. Same truck in 1968.
That's this truck?
Same truck. And we call ourselves the mob, and we wore the field jackets because we had to support our brothers who were in Vietnam.
What awards have you won for it?
Oh, Lord. Last Saturday, we were at Melbourne. There was 400 cars there. We got a top 25 out of 400, and that was number 65. Best in show. Oh, top 10 out of 408 at the Nationals. Truck of the Year, Best in Class. Boca Raton, Elliott Museum, Best in Class. Been a lot of them. But you know, one thing about those trophies, you know what's wrong with them? You can't even make soup out of them.
Yeah. So where all have you taken the truck? Like,
oh, Lord. We've been all over Florida. We went up Orlando, Lake Helen, Tennessee, Melbourne. Haven't been over on the West Coast yet. We stay pretty local.
how much money do you think you've invested in it?
I know, right to the penny. I have OCD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's around 35,000.
5,000?
Yeah. But it's real right.
Yeah. Yeah, you were telling me on the phone that you had to change out the spark plugs.
Oh,
right?
yeah, we were down in Miami at the AACA show, and they deducted 5 points from my scoring sheet because I had the incorrect plugs. I had H10C's silver base where I was supposed to have H10's black neural base, so I had to find a set of plugs. It has the correct foam coil on the spark plug boot. Yeah, it's pretty right.
So it was originally red too when you
The original color is vermilion. Color code N in 52. There were seven colors available. And if you do AACA, you have to be original color.
Yeah. Think you could start it up for us?
Oh, it might. It might start. It's been a little stubborn lately. Hear that 110 horsepower? Like a Singer sewing machine, brother. That's my favorite picture of the truck right there. I like that. Yeah, I was 18. Hey, was I the man that day or what?
Look at that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Huh? I was the man.
Oh, the girl.
Now, don't ask me where I am. You know where I am.